Welcome to this session about how to configure a bar chart symbolizer using GMedia Smart Client 2015. In the next couple of minutes we will create a symbolizer in the style editor. Furthermore, there are some adjustments to do in GMedia Smart Client Administrator, and at the end we will have a look at the result in Smart Client itself. Let's start with the creation of the bar chart symbolizer. The first step will be to start GMedia Smart Client Administrator and switch to an existing library, or you have to create a new library where the symbolizer should be stored. I'll choose the eTraining library, and you'll have to click to add the symbolizer. Because we want to use style editor and we want to create a new one, we have to click on from editor, and the name will be BarChart eTraining, and the symbology type will be a bar chart. Click on load editor. To edit some options of the bar chart symbolizer, you have to click on bar chart here in the scale area, and on the right side all options are listed. Every detail to every single field is described in the online wiki. Some options we will change here are, for example, the geometry function, because in this case I have an area or polygon geometry and I want to use the bar chart, so I have to set the geometry function to midpoint. That means that every bar chart is drawn in the middle of area. I will switch the width to 300 and set the height to 200. And now we want to add some data to our chart. Click on DS, data series. Example, data series 1. You can change the fill. I will set it to hexagon blue. Switch to the RGB tab and you can define your color code here. This is 0097BA. Click on OK. Go back to the data series, and now we have to add the data. Click on D. Example data 1, and there's a value 45. And as you can see in the preview area, the value 45 is drawn as our first bar. And now we want to add some more data. To do so we have to go back to data series, click again on data. This is data 2 and the value is 78. And there in the preview area the second bar is drawn with a value of 78. Once again I'll add the data with the value of 190, and the third bar is drawn in the preview area. The first step is done, so the next will be to add axes, X and Y. We'll have go back to our bar chart node here and click on the X button to add the X-axis. We can use ticks. So in the preview area you see then the name of the data you have added, or we have added before in the data series. You can change here again some options, but we will leave it as it is. Go back to my bar chart node here and add the y-axis. Again I want to add the ticks, and you can also set a custom tick range or change the appearance of the y-axis. You can also add a label to your y-axis so that you know what the numbers means. You can, for example, give a label text named population, and the label is visible on the y-axis in the preview area. You can also give a title to the bar chart. Just click on the T for title. Name it, for example, bar chart e-training. You can also set the site. So we are happy with this configuration and click on save. I only showed you static values for the bar charts because charts are data dependent, so it's very difficult to set a universal symbolizer for every possibility. For example, if you want to use database values instead of static values, you just have to edit the data and switch here to the database values. So in this list, our bar chart underline e-training symbolizer is listed. Now we have to assign it to one of our features. I've already added one polygon feature, and what's important here is that you set the type to point. It doesn't matter if you have a polygon feature, because you can set the geometry function within the style editor. We have done so. Our geometry function is midpoint, so we can use our bar chart symbolizer, which only can be drawn on points, for this polygon feature. Switch to the symbols tab and edit the display rule. Change the library and click on save to save the display rule. Now you have to assign it to the legend. I've already a theme for charts. I click on assign, and you have also set the feature right to at least visible if you are happy with visualization of bar charts. If you want to use, for example, a tooltip, then you have to set the feature right to activate and check if is locatable in the feature form is checked. I'll click on visualize, click on apply, and click on save. Now we'll start GMedia Smart Client and have a look at the result of the bar chart. I have already started GMedia Smart Client, set the Bing maps with the roads overlay are visible with an opacity of 60%, and now we'll have to switch to our charts theme, and there is this bar chart underline e-training. Click on display and your bar chart symbolizer is visible. Because there are static values within the style editor, every chart is looking exactly the same. I have another example here with database values, and you can see every chart is looking a little bit different to the other one. As you can see in the legend, this arrow means I can set the feature to active, so set active, and I've defined the tooltip, and if you hover over one of the bar chart, you can see every single value of the database. Bar charts, or every chart symbolizer, is also working in public maps. This was the session about creating a bar chart symbolizer and visualize it in Smart Client itself. Hope you enjoyed the session, and thanks for your attention.